We're back, bitches! I was thinking about it off camera. I probably will sell those partner badges. Because I'm not really...
There's honestly only one partner badge in the game that I think is, like, actually useful, unless you do a weird danger partner, which, because partners have those types of badges, that does exist.
And at the very least, if I'm going to sell those, I'll probably spend, like, over half my coins on at least the close call. That I don't need immediately, and that's useful. Piercing Blow is unique in that if an enemy has defense, you
ignore the defense.
But you ignore the defense with your base damage, and doesn't this character look familiar?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's a totally original, unique character. Because remember, this is 1000-Year Door. This isn't the game with all the generic toads. Let's just ignore the generic toads walking around.
You can have... Yeah. Take my crap, man.
Though another funny thing, because it's the badge shop, the badges you sell them will actually show up again, like, in their store.
They will actually sell you back badges, you sell them, so you never technically lose anything.
Yeah, so if you ever want something back, you can buy it back later.
Let's see if there's anything else on it. I'm gonna hold on to that for now.
Yeah.
When we're in the middle of
What does Happy Heart do?
Slowly and automatically restore HP.
That could also be a
useful for now.
Yeah, everything else.
No, everything else is super useful at the moment. Because essentially I could sell that later because Danger Mario, I'm not gonna need HP.
Yeah, but for right now.
So let me again cover these. So this, when Mario is in danger, enemies just sometimes miss, and they stack. This, you lose 1 attack power. So right now, my hammer technically does 2 damage. So I would do 1 damage, but for doing 1 damage, I get 1 FP. Useful, but at the moment, not really. And when I was doing danger testing a couple of years ago, I kind of screwed up and forgot about the attack drop, and I tried to use these and ended up in a bad situation.
Okay, so just get the close call.
This is useful, but I'll just get the close call because that's just more applicable.
Can get the F, and it ends on 64. Funny.
We'll get the other crap later.
No.
Booyah!
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna check on something. How much money did you want? $100 coins. Okay, alright. It is worth investing with him, which is one thing I was thinking about. And now I'm at a interesting impasse where...
Well, like, for one, and I was going to comment on this later, the funny thing is the Ultra Shroom, we brought up that being super useful because you're, not going to get any, like, more HP. Holding on to that thing in a lot of ways is kind of sort of a waste because it is a, like, massive overkill for the amount of money, like, well, for the amount of HP you have, because it restores 50, but you're, at 10 and later...
I'd only need, like, 40...
You're at 10 and later going to be fine.
I'd only need, like, 40 coins. Let me look at some badges again.
You literally could sell, like, either the Ultra Shroom, or if not the Ultra Shroom, I believe the sound effect also sells for 50, and those, like, that one is literally used.
Pointless, other than just... Alright. Let's see. Because I need... Last stand, 25. 200...
Yeah, because of how useful it is, but
yeah, I'm... 75. Happy Heart is also 75. And I might give up that, because if you pay that rat when he shows up, if you pay that motherfucker money like 3 times, when he shows up at the end of the game, he will reward you with maximum money.
Mm-hmm.
So that is worth doing. And Happy Heart, actually the funny thing, if we think about it, since I would want to be in there.
Before we do shit, how many badge points does Happy Heart take up?
It's 2.
Yeah.
But the thing is, ironically, that would take me out of danger.
Yeah, so for when you, for right now, that would take you out of a danger, or so. You could sell that one.
I'll sell it for now, and then later we'll probably end up selling that. It is worth investing with the Rat Man.
Yes. Remember, everyone, always invest in a shady rat on a dock.
This is worth doing, and honestly, I don't need Happy Heart. All I need is a crap ton of...
Oh, he is one of the few unique character models we've seen so far.
Mario again. I'll lend you cash. I know, bud.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, technically, there's something...
We've been meandering around for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do that. And the funny thing is, with Happy Heart, there's technically a use you could have for that way later, but you would also just have other things that make that...
By the time...
That make that use...
In a Danger Mario run, HP restoring is kind of...
But later, when you get to the point where you permanently have 5 HP because you are permanently in danger
At that point, if I really wanted, I could spend 75. Like, look, wait, you sell it for... I think they sell it back at like 100 something. But
I believe so. You can't do the selling and buying things. Things sold for, I believe, either half, or it was either half or 75% of...
Okay, I just wanted to look. Pretty lucky it's 3. Okay.
Gonna need one more. But again, even getting stuff like this early on, we have the problem of we don't have the, badge points for this.
Yes, and I'm aware of that.
And I wanted to get more into it when
good lord.
I wanted to get more into it when we get later in the playthrough to the point where the danger can technically truly begin and you get the permanent 5 HP, but that's one of the things with this game I don't like is this is one of those games where people act like this was some secret alternative thing intended by the developers. No, this fucking shit was not intended by the developers.
Sure it was.
The way when you reduce your HP to 5, and because that permanently puts you in danger, that tells me that the game designers, that they really did not think about that. That honestly tells me they didn't think about that, because...
There should be a shine.
Oh, yeah.
Also... Pit of 100 Trials. And
I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to happen.
It's just a little funny thing with the dumb way the camera works. The way the pit works, it is on. I'm going to explain this now, but I'm not going in there. But I do want to make a dumb note about something that is important. So, the pit, you enter the pit. You are forced to battle enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up forced to battle. You defeat an enemy, a pipe shows up, and you can go deeper. It's 100 floors. Mm-hmm. Every 10 floors is a prize floor, and every 10 floors, on those prize floors, you can leave.
Yes.
But you cannot go back to a prize floor. So, say I go down 10. and I leave. I can't go back to floor 10.
You can't start on floor 10. Which I really feel like is how it should have been designed, but as I said before, this was back in an era where game designers confused...
But the reason I'm bringing this area up is because of something that's important. I'm making a note now, because this is something in this game that I will agree is stupid. On floor 50 is an item that doubles your inventory.
But even then, because your inventory is 10.
10, it doubles it to 20, which is super useful. Do not... Damn it. Do not discount how useful that is. 20 items is nothing to scoff at, but it's 50 floors down.
Because like this back when game designers confused tedium with difficulty.
The reason I'm pointing that out, and the gimmick. So enemies down there are a little bit tougher than normal enemies, but as you go, the enemies are sort of roughly equivalent to sort of the chapters in groups of like every 15, 20-ish. So you could consider kind of mid stuff that's slightly around or harder than chapter 1 is the first like 10, 20-ish floors. First 10 really aren't that bad.
And so this is like, oh, why that one ROM hack of XD. Now I don't know if this was in like intentional or not, but like everyone I've seen play that this ends up working, so I assume it is. Was Mount Battle in that game a simulator you had to do 1 to 100 with no breaks?
It's 100 floors with no breaks.
Because the funny thing is that ROM hack actually made it to where you can stop.
I think it's no breaks. Don't quote me on that, it's been a minute. Cause I just remember, like, near the top is a guy whose team only explodes.
The better part about that is the character model they used for that is, I believe, one of the, like, children trainers.
It's just a team. I mean,
yes.
It's just protect an explosion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she's at, like, floor 80. Meaning that is basically the last fuck you before, like, the final stretch.
However, if you happen to be there with a ghost team, explosion does nothing.
Yes.
Oh, wait. We did all of chapter 1. I didn't comment on an oddly specific dumb thing.
What?
It's a dumb oversight in chapter 1 that breaks the game, but is so stupidly convoluted that, like, missing out on that is something that... I'll talk about that in a second. Kind of all over the place. I wanted to comment on it because it was a well-known little glitch that crashes the game, except avoiding the glitch is super easy because the thing about the glitch, how it triggers, is kind of funny. Oh, explain them.
Oh, yeah.
Second here. I want you to go by the inn. But also on, well, other thing. Luigi has a, every time Luigi shows up, he's telling this really grandiose story about how he was, like, in the Waffle Kingdom, saving their princess, and the more you get into the game, the more convoluted this becomes, and later on, there's a really good joke related to that.
He even starts to get his own partners.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this was the other thing I wanted to show. So, this is the Trouble Center. It's basically a board of side quests. Except you can only take one side quest at a time, and it takes money to cancel it. So, if you are going to do a side quest, you better not skimp out. Now, I'm not going to do most of these.
We're probably literally only going to do one.
No.
Okay, like 2.
we're doing the important one that God damn it, my mind is all over the place. The important one that I think is worth doing in any playthrough, but the other one we need to do because it's funny because I don't exactly remember the character off the top of my head. It's unlocked a little bit later. I need to look up when that is. Because to do Danger Mario, I literally can't do it without doing this other quest. Because that quest actually ties to important unlocks.
Yeah, okay.
And as long as you exit the board, you're not when
you didn't accept any side quest.
Yeah. Now, the oddly specific glitch, and it's well known, but it's funny because, like, under normal circumstances, this would never happen. Mario, when he does that hand-raising thing, the game is looking for what animation to use when Mario is talking. At the beginning of the game, if you basically go to, like, the Petal Meadows for the first time from Rogueport and avoid every combat scenario from, like, here to Petal Meadows, when you get to that Koopa that guards the gate, in the normal conversation, Mario raises his hand, and the talking animation goes. If you avoided every combat encounter, when you get to that Koopa, the game doesn't know what animation to pull from, so the game just crashes.
I have to ask why. Just go back into the sewers.
Do I want to use the inn?
I honestly probably should more for the FP and less the HP.
This inn's cheap. So, now, again, that kind of oddly specific thing, to avoid that glitch, literally get into battle,
Another thing I think I remember some people saying that made that weird. Isn't the other weird thing was that you have to do it in, like, a single go without saving? It's like if you save the game at any point and, like, reload, that like, also fixes it?
I think saving and reload... It's literally...
So you would literally have to do it in one go without saving.
There's, glitches that are, missable.
That's why I questioned it for this, like, how does something like this happen? Also, glitch in a Mario game, 0 out of 10.
So long, suckers!
Also, another thing, having to walk back to the door every time to be told where to go is padding. There should have been a fucking pipe in that room that just takes you there.
Mario, did you see that? That was one of those things Professor Wrigley described. I'm gonna pick my favorite dialogue option. Goofbella and Koops both have great lines for this. Either one, I think, Koops is a little bit...
because of the type of character Koops is in the Japanese version, I believe he has...
I think his is funnier, but... Eek! Don't eat me! Huh? You didn't come to eat me. And you're not boys? Guess again, nerd! No! Leave me alone, you big meanies! Mario, that was uncool. Don't say stuff like that. I thought you were. Nicer. There it is. Guess again, nerd! Yeah.
Well, remember, we all know Mario's a sociopath.
Either choice, it literally doesn't matter. Relax, little guy. We're not bullies, I swear. For real? Though, I mean, in the Book of Mario, we have, Carbon over here who wants to destroy all fathers. And there's enough characterization throughout the game where there's enough
Isn't that the weird thing that made, like, Book of Mario so fascinating? It almost felt like it was getting self-aware at points.
Yeah.
Because lines that were unconnected in the original game were somehow follow-ups to Book of Mario shit.
Yes. He's Carbon, and he wants to destroy all fathers. Which, I do love that characterization of Koops being bitter that his dad left.
So
and then...
now he hates everyone's dad.
That's like, all fathers. You don't even have to be... You're just someone's dad and he hates you. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how many of you also basically sell your partner badges to essentially get free money? I know some of the partner badges can be useful, but in general, I never really use the partner badges because I never really use any of the partners all that much outside of super early on, because I basically always replay this game and opt into a Danger Mario build. So I rarely use the partners outside of needing them until I can basically 100% get Danger Mario going. So, in my opinion, the partner badges are basically free money, but I will acknowledge that you can basically do some fun and interesting builds for your partners. Meaning, under those circumstances, you would have a valid reason for using the partner badges, but in general, I don't really recommend using the partner badges, even in a casual playthrough, since I feel like Mario has way more utility than the partners. I would always recommend prioritizing Mario over the partners, unless you want to do a very specific partner-focused build. In that case, then the partner badges would be useful, like I was saying a minute ago. But in general, Mario really does have way more utility. But anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments. Or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.